We're doing a deep dive today into a really powerful story.
Yeah, it's all about transformation, isn't it? Like serious personal and financial change.
Exactly. We're looking at an interview source with an entrepreneur who really shared their whole journey.
And it's quite the journey from, really tough beginnings to running a multi-million-dollar business.
Right. So our mission here is basically to pull apart the key bits from this source.
Yeah.
Where did it actually start?
What were the real turning points, the challenge?
Gritty stuff. And crucially, what can you, listening, maybe take away if you're thinking about making big changes yourself?
And the framing is pretty stark. The source talks about rock bottom minimum wage from 16.
Yeah, flipping burgers, working gas stations in Detroit. Not just a phase, but like years of that reality.
It's just pure grind. And then the jump from that as a single mom, too.
They have a 7-figure digital marketing agency. It really makes you lean in and ask, okay, how? How did that actually happen?
Well, what's really interesting from the source is that the first big shift wasn't like some external luck. It was internal.
An internal change. How so?
They specifically mentioned listening to podcasts, reading books. Rich Dad, Poor Dad came up specifically.
Okay. So that reading genuinely changed their perspective on money, on what was possible.
Seems like it. It wasn't about suddenly getting a better job. It was about getting a new way of thinking.
Shifting from just earning wages to understanding assets, building something?
Yeah, exactly. Understanding, assets versus liabilities, financial freedom beyond just saving pennies. It planted a seed.
A seed of possibility, even when things look bleak externally.
Right, but just believing differently doesn't magically fix everything, does it? The story makes that clear.
Oh, yeah.
What happened? The source points to this moment in 2017, a real low point.
How low?
Like $82 total in the work account.
$82.
And to make it worse, in that same month, 12 potential clients said no, rejected by 12 people.
Oof. $82 and a dozen rejections? That's got to test your belief system.
Yeah.
How did they push through that?
They talked about feeling incredibly low, questioning it all, but crucially, they didn't stop.
Okay.
And this is the really fascinating part. Right after that rock bottom moment, one action changed things.
One single action. What was it?
Sending a cold email, just one cold email.
Don't leave me hanging.
And that email landed their first client, a $1,200 client.
Wow. Just like that. From one email after all that rejection.
Yep. They called it the crack of light. It wasn't some grand strategy, just one deliberate step taken despite everything.
That's incredible. It really shows how breakthroughs can happen right after the worst setbacks, doesn't it? Not a smooth climb at all.
Exactly. So pulling it all together, the takeaways are pretty clear, I think.
Yeah, number one has to be that mindset shift, right?
Yeah.
Sparked by learning, by that book.
Definitely. And then pure persistence. Sticking with it through those 12 rejections with only $82 left, that takes serious grit.
Unbelievable grit.
Yeah.
And then, number 3, taking action. That one small step, the cold email, even when things felt hopeless.
And the message they shared, which really resonates from the source.
What was that?
It was for anyone feeling stuck, basically. You're not too late and you're not too small.
I like that. You're not too late, not too small. It means your current situation isn't the end of the story.
Right. You can start right where you are with whatever you have right now.
It wasn't magic. It was changing the thinking, refusing to quit during the hard times.
Oh, the really hard time.
And just doing something, taking that action.
So connecting this back to you, listening, this whole story kind of begs a question, doesn't it?
Which is?
What's that one real step today that you could take? Remember, their big break came right after the lowest point.
Yeah, it suggests maybe that feeling of wanting to give up might actually be right before something shifts.
Could be. So just think about it. What's one small, deliberate thing you could do right now from where you are?
Definitely something to mull over.